Just 3 months ago, I sat with a patient, 64 years old, retired nurse, walked her neighborhood every single morning without fail. No diagnoses, no medications. By every standard measure, she was doing everything right. She came to see me because of something she had been quietly dismissing for 2 years. Getting out of her car had started to take longer. Climbing the stairs in her home felt heavier than it used to. She assumed it was just part of getting older. It wasn't. What I found when I assessed her that afternoon is the same thing I find in the majority of adults over 60 who come through my practice. And the majority of them had no idea it was even happening. Stay with me to the end of this video, because the number one sign I am going to name today is something most people over 60 are already experiencing right now, and almost all of them are writing it off as normal aging. I need to tell you clearly, it is not normal, and more importantly, it is not irreversible. But the window to act matters. My name is Dr. Monty Fisher. I research physical decline and mobility in adults over 60, and everything I share on this channel comes directly from published, peer-reviewed science, not trends, not opinions, not things that sound good. I created this channel because the gap between what the research actually shows and what most people over 60 are told, or not told, is genuinely alarming to me. The information I am going to walk you through today is not complicated, but it is critical, and the earlier you have it, the better. Let's get into it. Before I name the number one sign, you need to understand what is actually happening inside your body, because without this context, the signs won't feel as urgent as they should. Your muscles are not static. They are living tissue that your body is constantly breaking down and rebuilding. Think of it like a road surface. A well-maintained road is regularly repaired, resurfaced, filled in. The moment maintenance slows down, the surface starts to deteriorate, and it does so quietly, long before you see any potholes. That is exactly what happens to your leg muscles after the age of 60, and it happens through 3 simultaneous processes. First, your body starts building muscle more slowly. The process of repairing and rebuilding muscle fibers, called muscle protein synthesis, becomes less efficient with age. Your body still does it just does it slower and less completely, which means the balance tips toward loss rather than maintenance. Second, your fastest, most powerful muscle fibers go first. Your muscles contain 2 main types of fibers. Slow twitch fibers handle endurance, walking, standing, posture. Fast twitch fibers handle power, pushing up from a chair, catching yourself when you stumble, climbing stairs quickly. With age, the size of these fast twitch fibers can shrink by 10 to 40%. At the same time, the motor neurons that activate them, the nerve cells that tell them to fire, can decline in number by up to 50% compared to a 20-year-old. Both of these changes compound each other. This is why strength and reaction speed drop faster than general stamina. Your legs can still carry you, but the power behind them is quietly hollowing out. Third, the signal between your nerves and your muscles weakens. Your muscles do not move on their own. They move because your nervous system sends them an electrical signal. The structure that connects the nerve to the muscle, called the neuromuscular junction, deteriorates with age. The signal becomes weaker and less precise. Think of it like a phone line with increasing static. The call still connects, but the quality degrades. Here is what is important to understand. Gentle daily walking addresses only the first of these 3 problems, and even then, only partially. It does very little for the fast twitch fiber loss, and it does almost nothing for the neuromuscular signal. This is why millions of adults who walk regularly every day are still losing functional leg strength and have no idea it is happening. Now, let's go through the 5 signs from the earliest and most dismissed down to the #1 sign that clinical research has directly linked to serious health outcomes. Pay attention, because you may recognize more than one of these in yourself or someone you love. Sign number 5. Fatigue when climbing stairs. This is the sign people dismiss fastest, and the reason they dismiss it is reasonable. Stairs are hard for everybody. But there is a difference between stairs feeling like mild exertion and stairs consistently leaving your legs feeling heavy, burning, or unsteady, especially in the last few steps. Here is why this happens. Climbing stairs requires a rapid burst of power from your fast-twitch muscle fibers. When those fibers have declined significantly, your body compensates by recruiting more slow-twitch fibers and working them harder than they are designed to work. The result is disproportionate fatigue. Your legs tire faster than your lungs or your heart. If you find yourself gripping the handrail on stairs that used to feel easy, that is not simply aging. That is a measurable change in your muscle fiber composition. Sign number 4. Needing your arms to stand up from a chair. Try this right now if you are able. Sit in a standard chair, no cushion, no armrests if possible, and stand up using only your legs. If you found yourself leaning forward heavily, pushing off the armrests, or needing a second attempt, that is clinically significant. The 5 times sit-to-stand test is a validated tool used in geriatric medicine to assess lower body strength. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society has found that difficulty completing this movement correlates strongly with increased fall risk and reduced physical function in adults aged 65 and older. What you are testing here is not how strong you feel. You are testing whether your quadriceps, the large muscles at the front of your thighs, still have sufficient power to lift your body weight without mechanical assistance from your arms. For many adults over 60, this capacity has already declined significantly without them realizing it. Sign number 3. Your walking speed has slowed over the past year. This one requires honest self-reflection. Think about how you walked 2 years ago compared to now. Are you slower? Do you take smaller steps? Do people walk slightly ahead of you where they used to walk alongside you? Walking speed is one of the most well-studied predictors of functional health in older adults. A landmark meta-analysis published in JAMA in 2011, which pooled data from over 34,000 adults aged 65 and older, found that each 0.1 meter per second decrease in gait speed was associated with a 12% increase in mortality risk. Walking speed is not just a measure of fitness, it is a direct reflection of neuromuscular function, cardiovascular efficiency, and musculoskeletal health, all at once. A slow, gradual decline over months is easy to miss, but if you pay attention to it, it is one of the earliest and most reliable signals your body sends. Sign number 2. One leg feels noticeably weaker than the other. This one surprises people. Symmetrical decline across both legs can be hard to notice. It happens gradually, and both sides change together. But asymmetric weakness, where one leg noticeably lags behind the other in strength, stability, or endurance, is a warning sign that tends to show up earlier and more clearly. You might notice it as a preference to lead with one leg when stepping up a curb. You might notice it when going downstairs. One leg feels reliable, the other feels slightly uncertain. You might notice it when standing on one leg to put on trousers or shoes. Asymmetric muscle loss often reflects uneven neuromuscular deterioration, previous injury compensation, or habitual loading patterns that have allowed one side to atrophy faster than the other. Published research on lower limb function in older adults has consistently identified limb asymmetry as an independent risk factor for falls, with studies finding that adults who have experienced falls are significantly more likely to show greater than 10% differences in lower limb muscle power between legs compared to those who haven't. Asymmetry means the system is uneven, and an uneven system is an unstable one. Sign number 1. You cannot stand on one leg for 10 seconds. This is the one, and it is the one because the science behind it is specific, striking, and largely unknown to the general public. Here is the test. Stand near a wall or chair for safety. Lift 1 foot off the floor without holding on to anything. Count to 10. Then try the other leg. If you cannot hold the position for 10 seconds, or if you cannot do it at all, that is not just a balance issue, it is a neuromuscular issue. Holding a single-leg stance for 10 seconds requires your fast-twitch fibers, your neuromuscular signaling, your hip and ankle stabilizers, and your central nervous system to work in precise coordination. When that chain has deteriorated, 10 seconds becomes impossible. In 2022, a study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine followed 1,702 adults between the ages of 51 and 75. Participants who failed the 10-second single-leg balance test had an 84% higher risk of dying from any cause, even after controlling for age, sex, body mass index, and existing health conditions. Let that sit for a moment. Not a marginal association. 84%. The researchers concluded that the inability to pass this test reflects a level of neuromuscular and physical decline significant enough to affect long-term survival. It is a simple test. It takes 10 seconds, and it tells you something that a standard blood panel cannot. If you tried it just now and could not hold it, do not panic. This is exactly why this information matters. You now have something specific to work with. If you have made it this far, you're not watching this casually. You care about this, either for yourself or for someone you love. But most people will watch this video, feel the urgency in this moment, and scroll on without subscribing. And then they will miss what comes next. The follow-up content on exactly what you can do about each of these signs, backed by the same quality of research you have seen today. If this video has been useful to you, tap subscribe. It takes 1 second. If you don't, there is a good chance this channel disappears from your feed entirely, and the conversations ahead won't reach you. Let me bring this together. The 5 signs that your legs are losing strength after 60, in order from earliest to most critical. Number 5. Disproportionate fatigue on stairs, driven by fast-twitch fiber loss. Number 4. Needing your arms to stand from a chair, reflecting a decline in quadriceps power. Number 3. A gradual slowing of your walking speed over the past year. Number 2. One leg noticeably weaker or less stable than the other. And number 1. The inability to stand on one leg for 10 seconds, which research in the British Journal of Sports Medicine links to an 84% higher risk of all-cause mortality in middle-aged and older adults. Start with the 10-second test, right now if you haven't already. That single result will tell you more about your current neuromuscular health than most routine checkups will. Then, ask yourself honestly, how many of the 5 signs apply to you? Type your number in the comments right now. Just a number. I read every single one, and the responses help shape what I cover next. And if you know someone over 60 whose legs have been getting heavier, someone who keeps saying it is just aging, that this is normal, share this video with them. They may not go looking for this information themselves, but you can put it in front of them. That share may matter more than you realize. Everything covered in this video is general educational information drawn from published, peer-reviewed research in exercise physiology, geriatric medicine, and sports science. It is not personal medical advice, and it is not a substitute for a clinical assessment. If you are currently managing a neurological condition, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or any musculoskeletal injury, please speak with your physician or physiotherapist before making changes to your activity level. Use what you have learned today as the starting point for that conversation, not a replacement for it.